I'm going to explain and demonstrate the 3-octave D major scale and arpeggio for viola. Let's start by finding our lowest D note on our instrument, which is going to be first finger on the C string. Okay, so first finger on the C string is D. We go second finger is E. F sharp is a high 3, open G. A is 1, B is 2, high 3, C sharp, and open D. E, first finger F sharp, and then we're going to shift to third position G. Check with open G, and then A, B, C sharp, and D, E, F sharp, and then I'm going to go up and find G with first finger, that's sixth position. Check with your open G, A, B, C sharp, and then high D. And back to C sharp, B, A, G, shift down, F sharp, E, D, C sharp across the string, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, fourth finger G, F sharp, E, and finally D. And the arpeggio is going to be D, F sharp, and A, etc., etc. Remember that we build an arpeggio, we're finding the root, the third, and the fifth scale degree from the scale. So D, skip E, F sharp is the third, skip G, and A is the fifth. So we're going to find that arpeggio, starting again at lowest note, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, and high D. Back to A, F sharp, D, skip over to A, F sharp, D, A, F sharp, and D. Now, there are a lot of choices for fingerings on these arpeggios and the scales. The ones I'm using are pretty simple. I'm going to show you a different one on the arpeggio that I think will be very simple to remember and easy to implement. So every time you shift up to a new D note, you're going to use the first finger. And that's on the way up. And then on the way down the arpeggio, every time you're coming down, every time you shift down to first finger, it's going to be an A, which is that fifth of the arpeggio. So let me show you one more time. So here we go, D, F sharp, A, and now I'm going to find D, fourth position. There it is. F sharp, A, and then D again. F sharp, A, and high D. And then back to A, F sharp, D, down to A, F sharp, down to A, F sharp, and D. All right, so that arpeggio, again, going up 1-1 on all the D notes, and as you come down, first finger on all the A's. I'm going to go ahead and play it using the Galamian scale system, and we're going to add a couple notes to the beginning of the scale and the end of the scale to create a scale that has 48 notes. And the reason we do that is so that we can practice altering our slur patterns. We can slur in 2s, 3s, 4s, 6s, and 8s, and etc., 12. You can keep going, and each time you get a little faster. So I'm adding in a couple notes to the beginning, and it's going to sound like this. So I'm adding in D, F sharp, E, D, and then I go up the scale. And conversely, coming down the scale, and then I would add those notes at the end as well. So again, it creates a scale with 48 notes, making it very easy to slur 2, 3, 4, etc. So now we're going to play this D major scale and arpeggio, but I'm going to play the scale with 2 notes slurred using the Galamian scale system. So each time you just practice your scale and you finish, okay, you can speed up your scale by changing the slurring variant from 2 slurred to 3 slurred and from 3 slurred to 4 slurred. So I'll show you an example. So if I'm going at 2 slurred, my bow is moving this fast. Pop, pop, pop. And if I do 3 slurred and right, and if I do 4 slurred, pop, pop, and okay, and then 6, pop, 3, and okay, and you get the idea. You can go faster and faster, but do not go on to a faster speed if you haven't mastered the slower one. So definitely start with single bows, separate bows, get real comfortable with all your shifts and the fingerings and everything, making sure it's really well in tune, and then also start speeding it up and adding 2 slurred and going on. Now, during this video, you're going to hear some underlying notes. Those are drone pitches that will help you tune your scales and help you give you kind of a baseline underpinning of notes and harmony that will help you tune and make it a little bit easier for you to hear and adjust your pitch. So I hope this has been a helpful tutorial for you. Good luck practicing your D major scale, and those 3 octave scales are really, really important. So keep going.